We're going to go ahead and look at another example where we're going to be mixing positions so that we can achieve the desired results. We're starting off with a really simple page. It basically is a div that I've called banner, and inside that div it contains an image and another div with some text, and then I close both divs. And the only style that I've made is just to remove any margin and padding. So currently this is what my web page looks like in a browser, and we're going to go ahead and create some styles to be able to take this text and kind of bring it so that it appears over the image, almost like a caption or something like that. So I'm going to begin by creating my style on my banner. So I'll go ahead and designate style for the banner, and we're going to go ahead and set the position of the banner to relative, and then we'll go ahead and we'll set the left position to 25 pixels and the top position to 50 pixels, and this will just scoot the banner away. The banner div, which remember contains both the picture and the paragraph, scoots it away from the edge of the browser window a little bit. So that's exactly what we wanted to do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to style my text right here, and we're going to take our text and we'll apply some styles to it, and then we'll kind of bring it out so that it appears above our image. So once again, I'm going to come into my CSS and I'm going to go ahead and make a style for my descript div tag, and inside descript, the first thing that I want to do is set the font family, and I'm going to use Verdana or a sans serif. I'm going to go ahead and set the font size, and I'm going to use 0.69 ems, and I'm going to go ahead and set the color of my font, and the color that I'm going to use is going to be C63, which is kind of an orange. And I'm going to go ahead and set the background color of my div as well. And the background color is going to be, let's just use more of a yellow color. And I'm also going to make my font weight bold. So I'll go ahead and define that as well. And if we save and refresh in the browser, you can now see that this is what my text is starting to look like. Let's go ahead and let's add a little bit of padding so that we can push the text away from the edge a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and set my padding, and I want the padding to be on the top 2 pixels, and then the rest of the way around I want to use 5 pixels. So I'm going to go ahead and use my shorthand right here. Remember how the padding is added. It's added top, left, bottom, right. So if I define 2 pixels, 5 pixels, 5 pixels, 2 pixels is going to be for the top, 5 pixels is going to be for the right, and 5 pixels is going to be for the bottom. Now since I haven't defined anything for the left, it's going to inherit whatever was on the opposite side, so it'll actually be 5 pixels as well. So if I reload, you can see how now I get a little bit of spacing around my edges there, and that's exactly what I want it to be. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to set the position for this. So I'm going to position this, and we're going to go ahead and use absolute for our position, and I'm going to define the top, and the top is going to be 52 pixels. So this is going to push it down to the lower part of my image, and for the left I want it to be fairly far over. I'm going to try 220 pixels. So I'm going to save, and let's take a look at what this is doing in the browser. When I refresh, you can see how now it's positioning the text so that it's partially on top of my banner. So I have 20 dog tricks you can't live without. No, you really cannot live without these. And this is just a kind of a silly example, but you can get the idea if you wanted to put a caption over an image or right below an image. You could use this technique to be able to apply that. So this is certainly another very applicable use of position and how you can go ahead and set both relative and absolute together. And this is the most common way that you will be positioning elements, is using these two together. You'll be seeing other examples of position as we go through the rest of this course, and now that you know an introduction and how positioning works, it should make more sense when you see it later on.